You have $1, 4 hungry people, and another week before any possible paycheck. The prices look astonishingly low until you discover how quickly wages and jobs disappeared. Every doorway offers relief, but entering one means abandoning something waiting behind another. Bread could cost only a few cents, yet every saved penny purchased another decision. Freshness became a luxury, because yesterday's loaf could leave several crucial coins untouched. Families learned that bruised produce near closing time could feed more mouths for less. The same dollar felt generous to the secure and dangerously small to the unemployed. Losing one coin could mean walking home, missing supper, or arriving too late for work. Transportation bought time, but walking preserved money that could become tomorrow's breakfast. Cheap food offered little comfort when dozens of workers competed for every temporary opening. Without work, that dollar was not spending money, it was the family's remaining income. Soup kitchens saved coins, but waiting there could consume hours needed for finding work. Free lunch solved one problem, while the passing clock quietly created another. Walking protected his coins, but every unpaid mile wore down the shoes protecting his job search. Saving money today often created a repair bill waiting patiently for tomorrow. Even reaching the warehouse did not guarantee wages, because employers could choose from crowds. An hour of labor could refill the purse, but it could not restore certainty. The new coins felt like victory, until the rent reminder returned everything to arithmetic. Pawn shops became emergency banks, exchanging cherished possessions for small amounts of immediate survival. The family watch could become rent money, but reclaiming it would require another payment. Pawned possessions solved tonight's emergency by borrowing value from the family's future. By nightfall, the dollar had purchased food, time, and one carefully hidden sacrifice. Cheap ingredients stretched furthest when water, patience, and household labor multiplied their volume. A successful supper was measured not only tonight, but by what remained for morning. Rent transformed small savings into a larger question. How long would patience last? Across the hallway, another family revealed what an unpaid balance could eventually purchase. Falling rents meant little when household income had fallen faster or vanished completely. Some households survived by selling their remaining space, privacy, and quiet to boarders. One renter's modest payment could help 2 struggling households remain indoors another week. When cash disappeared, sewing, cooking, repairs, and favors became another kind of currency. Behind ordinary doors, neighborhoods built informal markets that official price lists never recorded. Winter demanded another budget, because warmth competed directly with food, transportation, and rent. Nothing served one purpose when every flame, pot, blanket, and bucket had to work twice. Clean clothes and hot water carried costs that food price comparisons often quietly leave out. Soap lasted longer when shaved, shared, and supported by hours of unpaid labor. Looking employable required clean clothes, intact shoes, and resources that unemployment steadily consumed. Even information carried a price, and every promising advertisement attracted the same desperate crowd. A single classified listing could send dozens of men racing toward one uncertain wage. When labor was abundant, employers could demand youth, tools, references, and perfect clothing. When private employment failed, public relief increasingly became part of the survival economy. Relief could preserve a household, but proving need required documents, patience, and repeated waiting. Public work restored more than wages. It restored schedules, references, and a reason to return. A regular envelope changed the arithmetic. But every dollar still arrived with assigned destinations. Prices alone hide the truth unless you also know wages, hours, and job security. The cheapest meals emphasized fullness first, because nutrition had to fit inside survival arithmetic. Meat could flavor several servings when treated as an ingredient rather than the meal. Every broken pot, button, hinge, or shoe threatened money reserved for something worse. Purchases from prosperous years kept demanding payments long after prosperity and wages had vanished. Keeping food and housing sometimes meant surrendering objects that once represented progress and comfort. Libraries offered warmth, information, education, and entertainment without requiring another precious household purchase. Public institutions quietly stretched private dollars by providing heat, knowledge, space, and opportunity. Government projects converted public spending into wages that returned through neighborhood shops and rents. One worker's pay could support landlords, grocers, repairers, suppliers, and other struggling workers. After bank failures erased savings, trust itself became something families rationed carefully. Savings were often divided because no single institution, hiding place, or paycheck felt completely secure. Recovering a pawned possession required improved income before storage charges consumed its remaining value. The watch returned not because prices improved, but because dependable work finally changed choices. Recovery remained fragile because weather, funding, illness, or policy could interrupt even public wages. Public employment sometimes provided the experience and references needed to re-enter private industry. The greatest luxury was not meat or entertainment. It was money that remained unspent. The dollar never changed, but income transformed, whether it represented choice, delay, or desperation. Purchasing power mattered, but purchasing confidence determined whether families could plan beyond supper. Low-cost meals often depended upon hours of preparation that modern comparisons treat as free. Survival depended upon unpaid household labor, whose value rarely appeared in official economic records. $1 purchased different realities depending on location, employment, housing, and access to food. A full pantry could coexist with cash poverty when mortgages, taxes, and machinery required dollars. City families needed cash constantly because food, heat, transportation, and shelter arrived through markets. No family survived through purchasing power alone. Relationships and institutions stretched every remaining coin. So what did $1 actually buy when every necessity competed for survival? It could buy meaningful basics, but never every necessity, emergency, and obligation at once. The decisive question was never merely price. It was whether another paycheck was coming. You could survive temporarily, but only by sacrificing comfort, security, possessions, time, and privacy. Low prices did not make the Depression affordable, because millions lacked dependable money entirely. The lesson is simple. Money's value depends upon income, stability, access, and unavoidable costs. For more hidden economies of history, subscribe and tell us which system we should reconstruct next.